Welcome to the best gambling show on the internet. This is the home of the money pick. Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe. I just want to say, Carlos, rest in peace. He was a long-time watcher, subscriber of the channel. I hope you do well in the afterlife. Let's get to the first game, AFC NFC Championship Week. First game, we got the Cincinnati Bengals at the Kansas City Chiefs. Bengals are +7, and I got the Bengals to cover, Chiefs to win. When I'm looking at this game, I think it's going to be closer than what Vegas says. It seems like Vegas thinks this is going to be a cakewalk for the Chiefs. For me, man, I'm not sure the Chiefs deserve to win that game against the Bills. That's what happens when you have Pat Mahomes. That's what happens when you have Big Red. But I'm not sure the better team left that field the victor on Sunday. And I'm not trying to use excuses. And you're looking at this game, and doesn't it say to you that this game's going to somehow turn into a shootout? I said the same thing about the Bills-Chiefs. And if this game turns into a shootout, I think the Bengals definitely cover, because look at Burrow's weapons. Look at Chase. Look at the tight end. Two other good receivers to slang it to. And I'm not so sure the Bengals aren't going to run the ball good this game. I actually think they have the advantage when it comes to running the football. I think they'll run it a lot more and a lot better than the Kansas City Chiefs. Now, we know the one thing to get worried about with the Bengals is that offensive line, and that's why I don't think we're going to see an upset. That's why I think Cinderella Stiletto gets returned, because when you give up 9 sacks in a playoff game, I don't care if you're playing like the 86 Bears. I don't care who you're playing. That's unacceptable, and that's not a recipe to win. And you got Chris Jones on the other side of that Chiefs defense, and I think Spagnuolo, he's going to be more aggressive than he was against the Bills. You're going to see more blitzes. You're going to see different types of scheme, and there's just only so many hits Burrow can take. Now, this Bengals secondary, they stepped up against Tannehill, and I was rather impressed, especially with Bates. But I don't think that same soft zone's going to work against Mahomes. That's the Bills' defense. They eventually had to go man-to-man, and they got roughed up and burnt. And you're looking at both of these secondaries. Who has the advantage? I'm not necessarily sure. I think this game comes down to Mahomes, and I think Mahomes gets better protection, and therefore I think Mahomes make bigger plays. But one thing we've learned throughout this playoffs is you can't count Joe Burrow out. And if I'm the Chiefs, I don't know if I want this game to turn into a shootout. We saw what happened in Cincinnati earlier in the year, and yes, we had Cincinnati to win and to cover that game, but I think we see a different Chiefs attitude. I think we see the Chiefs go for the kill this game, but it's not going to be easy. Cincinnati to cover, Kansas City to win, and I really want Zach Taylor to have a good game plan. I want him to run the ball with Joe Mixon. I want to see Joe Mixon get 15 to 22 carries and keep Mahomes off the field. Even though I think a shootout will work well for the Bengals, they need to use the one thing they're better at, and that's running the rock. Chiefs, we know they can't run it, and this Bengals front, they fight to the death. Chiefs win this game, but Bengals are going to cover. Next game, we got the San Francisco 49ers at the Los Angeles Rams. San Fran is +3. Money, money, money! Money! You guys know what I'm doing here. Just getting in my trench, throwing the mustard gas, shrapnel rolling around my head, and I don't care. Rams to win in the cover. Told you last week, told you the week before. I even did separate videos about them. And it's on record. Did the separate videos about them. And we know this postseason has been crazy. We know surprises have been coming out of everywhere in every which way direction. That's fine. But I don't think we see a surprise this week. Now, I do see a lot of people rolling with San Fran, and I got a lot of San Fran fans who are subscribers. So, of course, we're going to see a lot of San Fran. But I think McVay gets his revenge on Shanahan. I'm seeing an awful lot of talk that Kyle Shanahan's a better coach than McVay. And You know, maybe, but I like the dogs that McVay has better. And I think McVay and this offense, I think they rise to the challenge. I think they get cooking here on offense. And, you know, credit to the 49ers defense. That was a good performance against Aaron the Game Rodgers. But in LA, it's not going to be 10 degrees. Aaron Rodgers isn't stepping out on that field. The Rams' weapons of Cooper Kupp, Odell Beckham, and Higbee. And I said last week, I'm not sure I've seen a nastier high-low, Kupp on the low, Beckham going deep ever in this league. And I don't mean to exaggerate. And I'm no Odell Beckham fan. You guys know that. But there's just something fire and prolific about this Rams receiving game. And listen, Jimmy G is still a liability here. Without that block punt, the San Fran 49ers aren't winning that game. Are you going to rely on blocking kicks against the Rams? Because that's not going to happen. You're going to have to rely on Jimmy G to make some plays. And, you know, you're going to point to the regular season and say how that happened. Jimmy G isn't good enough for this level. And when you get in the NFC Championship, when you get in the AFC Championship, that's when the lights are brightest. That's when the defense gets closer. The windows get tighter, especially against the Rams defense that's absolutely balling. They are absolutely balling. Yes, Brady made those great plays in the second half, but I don't think it makes a damn bit of difference for this game. San Fran has to run the ball, and I think they'll run it pretty successfully, but eventually the Rams can come up and stuff it. The Rams, when they go 8 men in the box, they're not afraid to do it. And it's hard to block Leonard Floyd, Aaron Donald, Von Miller all game. I just feel like Trent Williams is elite, but who else on that 49ers offensive line do you think, oh, he's nasty, oh, he's going to win a battle? Who the hell's going to block Aaron Donald? And the San Fran's got really good targets, like Debo, Ayuk, Kittle. That's underrated, but I don't think they have the guy to get the ball to him. I just don't think Jimmy G is going to be good enough this game. And everyone who's been talking crap about Stafford the last 2 weeks, no, they haven't came and ate crow. And I think Stafford plays better than Jimmy G this game. Now, it is interesting. Cam Akers is back this game, and we saw him the last 2 weeks, and it's helped. But that fumbling last week against Tampa, I know it has people nervous, but I feel like Cam Akers makes such a big difference in this run game. He helps in the pass game, but he's also a very patient runner, and he's sneaky fast. He's sneaky quick. I think Cam Akers helps this game. I think he goes off for 70, 80 rushing yards. Michelle chips in, and the Rams stay even with running the ball. Now, McVay versus Shanahan is an interesting matchup, but I just wanted to come on here and say I don't think that's an advantage Shanahan. I don't think it's an advantage McVay. It's not like Shanahan's playing Cliff Kingsbury. It's not like McVay's coaching against Joe Judge. You guys know what I'm saying. I just don't see the matchup here that who's going to outcoach who in this game. Like, I just don't see it. So when I'm looking at this game, I'm looking at who gets the more explosive plays. The Rams. Who gets the better pass rush? Rams. And that makes a huge difference in the playoffs. Now, San Fran's ingredient to win this game, they got to run the ball and they got to go to play action. But I think the Rams have smartened up. They're going to make Jimmy G throw it. You're going to see a lot of bare fronts. You're going to see a lot of run blitzes. And Jimmy G, they're going to make Jimmy G beat them. And you have to make Jimmy G beat you. And I don't think Jimmy G will. Rams win in the cover. Make it a damn money pick. Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you share the videos. The best gambling show on the internet. Once again, rest in peace, Carlos. Hope everything goes well for you.
How many days it gonna take? You switch on me and I ain't get a break. If I hop off, then the levee gon' break. If I take two, then I'm off into space. Put all that down, pour all that out. I'm done without, we on the now. Step up the step, day by the day. Live for the night and I'm never gon' break. Yeah.
Step by step by step by step. Left, right, left, right, left, right, left. Step by step by step by step. Left, right, left, right, left, right, left.
Ooh, can get you down, down, down.
Just keep yourself around.